Hi, I'm Simon and welcome to my 21st vlog and my long overdue, extremely belated Chinese New Year video. So, it's been more than 4 months since I last uploaded a video, but I have to say I'm really excited to be back making YouTube videos again. And what's that? You you didn't realise that I'd been gone? Well, I have. And there was a very good reason for it as well, at least to begin with, because it was completely out of my control. You see, either the central government or the local government here decided that it wanted to crack down on the usage of VPNs. That's virtual private networks. And a VPN is the only thing that allows me to get access to the part of the internet that's kind of on the other side of the Great Wall of China, that part that the central government decided is unsuitable for Chinese consumption. So things like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, anything with the word blog in it seems to be blocked. Any social media websites that are not Chinese. And so a VPN is what allows people like myself or Chinese citizens who want to get access to the outside world. Or, well, no, that makes it sound bad. It makes it sound like the entire internet's blocked. It's not that bad. You can read news websites from other countries. It's just there are certain websites. It just happens to be the ones that I want to use are blocked. And so yeah, this crackdown on VPNs meant that to begin with I couldn't get any access to my VPN, and then when I could, it was rather intermittent. The connection might only last for a few minutes, or if it connected for longer than that, the download speeds would be incredibly slow. So although my wife could use Facebook, that wasn't too much of a problem for her. For me, wanting to use YouTube, it was, well, unusable. I couldn't really watch any videos, or if I did watch a video, it meant I had to buffer it for 20 minutes to watch a 1 or 2 minute video. So yeah, pretty much unusable. And so yeah, that combined with the fact that I went away on holiday, and then when I came back the problem still existed. I'd kind of given up on the YouTube idea for a while. But I'm very happy to be back here now and finally be uploading videos, because strangely uploading videos isn't too much of a problem because I can just put them on overnight, and if it takes 10 or 12 hours to upload a short video, well, what does it matter? I'm not using the internet at that time and I'm asleep. So you will see videos from me over the next few weeks and next few months, and I will be responding to comments, but I might not be responding to other people's videos using like video responses, and although I suppose I could do. But if you leave video responses, I probably won't be able to watch them. Well, anyway. So, yeah, there was that problem. Also, I got a job. When I was, the first few months I was here, I didn't have a job, and now now I'm working for the school across the road. Last semester I was working at the primary school teaching 900 children a week. It's kind of classes of 40 or 45 students for 40 minutes per group. Was an interesting experience, one that I'm glad I'm not continuing next semester. I'm teaching at the middle school and the high school next semester, so I much prefer that age range, teaching them. But some of the little kids were super cute and really enthusiastic and loved having English lessons. Unfortunately, the majority of them didn't really care for it. So yeah. But anyway, you don't want to hear me talking about boring stuff like that. You want to hear about games. And I'm probably not going to talk too much about games in this video, but a few weeks ago, I did create a video which was originally supposed to be uplinked with or linked to this video, and it is. There's a link here to it. But I meant to make this video a few weeks ago, and things kind of got out of the way. But I did make one video. I didn't upload it because I wanted to upload it in tandem with this one. So there's a link to it here. It's a pickup video about some PlayStation 3 games that I got recently. And I'll tell you a little bit in a minute about where I got them from. This video will be released in a few days' time, but I didn't want to release two videos at exactly the same time because I don't know what happens whether one doesn't show up or on your YouTube feed. So I thought I'll release this one first that you're watching. That one, if you really want to watch it, you're interested in PlayStation 3 games and maybe want to see a little bit of my apartment, that's available. If you don't care for it at all, then of course don't watch it. If you're not bothered about seeing it right now, it will pop up on your YouTube homepage in a few days. So anyway, on to what I really wanted to talk about in this video, and that was many of you, that makes it sound like I've got lots of subscribers. I haven't. Of the few subscribers that I have got, some of you asked to see what life is like here in China, and I'm going to be making videos over the next few weeks showing you little bits of like the local area and what it's like in this city. But for this video, I'm going to show you a little bit about where I first lived in China. Because back in 2005 and 2006, I lived in a city called Foshan, and in the recent Chinese New Year holiday, I got to go back and visit it, which for me was really exciting because I love going back to places I've lived before a few years later to see how much they've changed and also how much they haven't. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do, show you that and then show you a little bit from my holiday it's not really a holiday, short trip to Hong Kong. And then if you stick around at the end of the video, there's another little bit of bonus material about, I wouldn't say a firework display, but fireworks here over Chinese New Year. So anyway, let's first take a look at Foshan. And this is one of the local streets close to where I used to live, decorated for Chinese New Year. You can just get an idea of what the town is like. Well, as I say town, it's actually a city. And this is the street that I used to live on. I lived in an apartment block at the end. There's a Western restaurant and motorbike taxis that I used to take pretty much every day to go to work. A local market. And street vendors as well, selling fruit and bamboo that gets made into drinks, and even some recycling there. And this is a local park, and if you look over in the background, you can see one of the apartment buildings where I used to live. Now, Chinese parks are pretty cool. They get used, especially here in Foshan. I mean, 10 months out of the year it's good weather, so people can sit around like these guys playing checkers or even doing a bit of Tai Chi, as you can see here, this old man. And most parks have got exercise equipment like this, and here's a stupid Westerner using a cross runner and even a back massager. Now there's a lot of construction going on in Foshan, like many other cities in China, and you can see the old contrasted with the new, and new buildings cropping up everywhere, but still signs of the ancient city. And this is Jumiao Temple, although it has been completely restored and looks new. It's hundreds of years old. But behind Jumiao Temple is again a renovated area, some new buildings, others old buildings that have been renovated to bring a new lease of life to them, turned into coffee shops, restaurants, bars, and even the likes of Starbucks and other Western companies can be seen here. And this Haagen-Dazs is apparently the largest one in Asia. So it was nice to go back to Foshan, not just to see how the city had changed, but also to catch up with friends, both Western and Chinese. But the real reason for me heading that way was to go to Hong Kong to renew my visa. and that's exactly where I went next. Now, I could have caught the bus, but I decided to do what I'd done many times before, and that was to go there by ferry. Just outside of Foshan city, still within the municipality of Foshan, is a smaller town called Shunda. And from there you can get the ferry to Hong Kong. It takes 2 or 2.5 hours. And it's a pretty easy and pleasant, comfortable trip. So that's exactly what we did. And while in Hong Kong, I took a little bit of video footage. So let's take a look at that now. This is the harbour area, pretty close to where we got off the ferry. And one of the first things we did was headed down to the Avenue of Stars, which is a little bit like Hollywood's Walk of Fame, but not quite as impressive. But they do have a statue of Bruce Lee down by the waterfront. And as with the Walk of Fame, they've got their names on the pavement. And in some cases, as with the Walk of Fame, there are handprints in there. So like you can see here with Jet Li and Michelle Yeoh and their signatures. So many of the big names in Hong Kong with cinema are there, not just actors but directors too. Then after that we just went for a wander down by the waterfront, checking out that's the island side there and the impressive skyline and the Star Ferry that goes over to the island there. While walking along the harbour front, we noticed there was this kind of protest to the Falun Gong. Now, I don't really know much about them, but they're a religious order that the central Chinese government hates. And here, this is kind of close to where we got the visas from, just sitting down, having our lunch. It was a really nice, hot, sunny day. We just got to sit under the trees there and sort of enjoy the weather. Bit of a change from Chengdu, which tends to be polluted most of the time. Now, as it was Chinese New Year, there were lots of decorations out, and here one of the malls had a panda, kind of a panda exhibit. As you can see, the lanterns, and they're designed like pandas, and that little symbol there means kind of good fortune or good luck. And in one of the malls, there was another giant panda display. They're not just popular in Chengdu, this area where they come from, but pretty much everywhere in China. It's just one of the local markets. So no trip to Hong Kong is really complete for me without visiting one of my favourite restaurants, Jesper's, and sampling their delicious lobster nachos and washing them down with a couple of pints of beer. Now, there was another day to this trip, however I forgot to charge the battery to my camera and couldn't take it with me and record when I went to the computer markets the next day, or computer market, there was only one that I found. But you didn't miss out on too much. I mean, I was really hoping to find lots of retro stuff, particularly some PC Engine and some Master System games, but I didn't see even one. It was all kind of current gen stuff, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. And that was kind of good for me because I was also looking for PlayStation 3 games, but it wouldn't have made for particularly amazing footage anyway, so I'm not too worried that I didn't get to record it. But as I said a few minutes ago, there is a pickups video about what I bought there, and there's another link to it here if you're really interested. Bear in mind it is a fairly long video. I think it's about 30 minutes long. But then again, if you don't like long videos, you're probably not watching at this point. So I don't know why I gave you that disclaimer. Now, as you can see, I'm looking rather shiny, and that is because it is so hot in here. So I'm not going to drag this video out for much longer. But I do want to take a minute just to say thank you very much to you guys, because I really appreciate you watching these videos and leaving your comments. So I'm really looking forward to responding to what you guys have to say. So let me know what you think about the video, if you want to see more about China, what sort of game stuff you're interested in. And so I'll just leave it here and say, from my spare room to wherever you are, this is Simon signing off. Bye-bye. No, I'm not actually living in a war zone. It's about 5 minutes to midnight on Chinese New Year's Eve, and it's been going on like this, well, slowly, night after night, a few fireworks, been building up for the last few hours, but I guess the last 40, 50 minutes, it's just been constant. It's freaking crazy. So let's go and take a look outside and see what it's like out there. Come on. So, as you could see, it's absolutely crazy out there. I mean, I've lived in China before. This is not my first time. I lived in Beijing for a couple of years, and before that, I lived in Foshan in the south of China for a couple of years. And it was never anything like what it is here. I mean, admittedly, the first year I was in Beijing, I think there was restrictions over the fireworks. Then the second year, the government relaxed the restrictions and allowed people to set fireworks off inside kind of the center of the city. But as you see, it's completely different to the type of firework displays, well, we have back in the UK. Here it's just everyone goes and buys their own fireworks. Every family goes and buys big boxes of fireworks, sets them off in the street, firecrackers. But yeah, the scale of this is, I don't know. I suppose that, yeah, I guess the last time I was in Beijing on Chinese New Year, I was out with friends and we were traveling around the city and going by taxi, seeing all the fireworks setting off all over the city. But here I'm in quite a quiet, sleepy little part of Chengdu, and it's just crazy the amount of fireworks going off outside. I mean, it's what's the time now? It's about 10 after midnight, and still the fireworks are going on, and I'm sure maybe not with quite the same intensity, but they'll probably go on for a while longer. So there you go. That's a little part of Chinese culture that I'm pretty sure is different to most other places in the world. We certainly don't have fireworks like that back home. When it's Guy Fawkes night on November the 5th, in most towns they have a a public display which goes on for about half an hour, and families will have small displays, some people. But it's everybody, it seems, is out there with their fireworks, setting them off. There's enough explosives to sink a small country here. It's unreal. So, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.